Okay, so the Gemara says on the bottom of the page before, the Gemara starts off and it says, the Gemara is discussing, could you wear, does a kamiyah have kedusha, nafkamina, thank you. Could you go into the bathroom with it? So the Gemara said, the Gemara is saying, what do you mean? If you can't go into the bathroom with the kamiyah, then how are you going to, what's it called? How could you wear it outside on Shabbat? Hare by tefillin, which is derech malbush, we said that you're not allowed to wear it because we're afraid when you have to go to the bathroom, so too we'll say by the kamiyah. Don't let the guy wear a kamiyah even if it's mumhe b'Shabbat, because when he has to go to the bathroom, he's going to have to take it off. He's going to take it off and he'll carry it. And I'll be over for amot and shut rabim. So we say, the Gemara says, Ela kivan demasi, bottom 2 lines on the page. Kivan demasi, since it heals, alpha gav denakit lebiyadeh, even though he's holding it in his hand, shapira dami. It's okay. Why? Because it's doing its thing. What's the difference if you're wearing it here or I'm holding it here? When you're wearing it here, the reason why you're allowed to carry it is not because it's a tachshit. It's not decorative. It's not. It's ugly. It's this. It's that. Elama. It's healing you.
Exactly.
So
if you're wearing it,
not true. It heals.
Who says it? The healing.
That's what kamiyah is. You
No.
have to wear it in order to heal.
I'm holding it, but if I hold it, it's not. Okay, so we're not assuming that this kamiyah is so specific.
Okay.
It's healing me here. It's healing me here. It's healing me here. Well, whichever way I take it, it's healing me, and it's okay.
There's a kedusha in this.
That's the question. It has Hashem's name. Is there a kedusha or not? Ve'atanya Rabbi Oshaya Omer ubelvad shelo yachazenu biyado v'yavirenu arba amot b'rshut rabim. So now, l'chaora, this question of Rabbi Oshaya, that belvad shelo yachazenu biyado v'yavirenu arba amot b'rshut rabim, has to be that if you carry it in your hand, it's isur deoraita. Right? Why? Because you could say, really, of course, if you carry it in your hand, it's considered it's a kamiyah and it's a tachshit because it's masi, because it's healing you. Elama, it doesn't look good if you carry a kamiyah on Shabbat. People will say then they won't think that he's using it for refuah and what's good. They'll say he's carrying and you're allowed to carry on Shabbat. That's the Rabbanan. That's the easier way to understand. Right? The easier way to understand is that it's assumed mishum marit ayin. Like we said, is also marit ayin. You can't tie it in a bracelet because they'll think you're allowed to wear jewelry, and you can't hold it in your hand because they'll think you're allowed to carry. But if that's the case, then the Gemara's question is no good, because you're making a gezerah atu, you'll carry it in your hand. Carrying your hands anyway nisud rabbanan. So you have to say, Rashi, meaning if you're carrying it in, b'chlal, it's not a tachshit, it's considered a masoy, and you chayav. So Tosfot says, V'atanya Rabbi Oshaya omer b'lvatei meleri, dilma mishum marita ayin. Maybe the reason why you can't carry it is because marita ayin. Davka hu asur. Mishum davka hu asud merabanan kemo kosher b'shir b'tabat, like in the bracelet. Tahashta leke lemigzar. There's no gezerah. Dafilu ma'iti la. Even if he carries it, leke isur midoraita. Ve'omeri, the Re says no. Shelo yochazenu biyado, not to carry it in your hand. Mashma afilu bekumtzo. Even if you carry it in your pinky. Teleka marita ayin. I don't know. What's kumso?
Thumb?
This finger, your ring finger. Okay, what's it? Okay. All right, just for dikduk. Correcting the words. Okay. Teleka marita ayin ela isura de oraita ika. In the Ritva, he quoted the Tosfot a little bit different. I don't know. In the Ritva, he says, the Lashon, Tirtzu betosfot, dahastama katani shlo yachazenu biyado, demashma afilu bekumtzo, vetachat atzilei yadav. Teleka marit ha'ayin klal.
Goes in his hand, yani. Like that, inside, goes in his hand, nobody can see it.
Kumtso, maybe kefitzat yadav, like this, so they don't see him.
That's inside. So no
Kometz, like a kemitza. So nobody sees it.
there's nobody that
Ota hatat tzilei yadav. Okay? That's what he means. He's holding it and nobody sees. Right?
Nobody dying there.
So no marita ayin. Va'afilu leman da'amar. What are you going to say? Eli, you have to say it's in Isur D'oraita. Okay. Says the Gemara, Ela hacha b'may askinan b'mehupe or. It's covered with leather. Since it's covered with leather, you're allowed to wear it in the bathroom. It has a hefsek. V'areh tefillin d'mehupe or. Tefillin is also covered with leather because the kedusha of the tefillin l'chaora is from the parashiot. The parashiot are inside. The batim is just a cover. V'tanya, what do you say? The batim is a mitzvah? A mitzvah doesn't have kedusha. You can take lulav and etrog in the bathroom. You take your sisit in the bathroom. Only the otiyot of Sefer Torah have kedusha. V'areh tefillin d'mehupe or. V'tanya, הנכנס לבית הכיסא חולץ תפילין ברחוק 400 ונכנס. So you see, even though it's mehupe or, it should be asur. So Gemara, no. Hata mishum shin. Over there it's because of the shin. The Amar Abaye, shin shel tefillin halacha l'Moshe misinai. The shin of the tefillin is a halacha l'Moshe misinai. So what? Rashi, hata mishum shin, she'asuya me'or hachitzon atzmo. It's made from the leather itself. Komet bo gimel kematin. You fold 3 folds in the or. Ke'en shin, like the shin mishadai. Now Rashi has the girsa, ve'amar Abaye, dalet shel tefillin halacha l'Moshe misinai. Ve'amar Abaye, yud shel tefillin halacha l'Moshe misinai. So Rashi says, ve'adalet ve'ayud, Asuyin bekesher shekosher haritzuah. Now this I have a hard time understanding. Vadalet vehayud asuyin bekesher shekosher haritzuah sheberosh. Yeah, I know where the dalet is. I just don't understand how. Shekosher haritzuah achat letzafon ve'achat lemizrach kemin dalet. ורצועה קטנה מאוד תלויה בה, תלויה בשל יד. Over there. But no, it's just missing. No, the ayin says it's shel yad. It's, you know, it's funny. It's like he's flowing from the shel rosh into the shel yad without telling you that he's switching places. Ve'en ba ela kefifa kemin yud. Chazal Baruch, what a word. Ve'kofefa, now he's going back to the shin. Ve'kofefa be'od ha'or lach v'hi kefufa le'olam. Or maybe,
Not real otiyot. Simanim only.
The way that Ashkenazim do it, you really don't see the dollar on this, right? It's like
they make it into a mem, it's $2, it's a whole.
Levi used to do like that also.
So if it's not
square
otiyot,
in the back.
real otiyot.
What?
There's
You
nothing
don't see
to
the
show.
dollar.
Shin shel tefillin. Velo garasinan kanere has a kiddush. It's an oath of the Sefer Torah. It's considered like a letter of the Sefer Torah. It's considered Torah. Shin shel tefillin. Velo garsinan dalet v'yod shel tefillin. Tosfot says you got to take out the dalet v'yod. Kedemuchach beperek b'ameh madlikin. How do I know that? Kabehad Tani Rav Yosef. Lo huchsheru lemlechet shamayim ela or behema keshera. So the Gemara says, what do you need it for? Hare, it says, leman tiyeh Torat Hashem beficha. So it has to be min amutar beficha. So he said, no, for the batim. The batim has a shin. Shin shel tefillin. So the Gemara says for the ritzuot. If you're going to tell me that in the ritzuot you have a dalet and a yod, so I still don't need it even for the ritzuot. No, Adraba, from the fact that the Gemara says that this member of Rav Yosef is for tefillin, and they say for what? They say for ritzuot. Can't be for batim. Why? Batim doesn't need it because the batim has the shin, and the shin is leman tiyeh Torah Hashem beficha. If the ritzuot have a dalit and a yod, they also need leman tiyeh Torah Hashem beficha because they have letters of Torah. Ela al korchach, those are not halakha l'Moshe Sinai.
Does it make sense though that we have a halakha just on one letter and the rest? What's the point of the shin without the dal in the year? Too deep.
I don't know. What's the point? It's a point. It's it. The question is really, if the sheen doesn't have a dalet and a yod to connect with it, so then why is it Shem Hashem? It's just a Rashi Tevot. I saw the Ben Ish Hai. I don't know exactly what you want to do. It's from Ben Yehoyada, but he says a nice vort. Says, why does Abaye, according to Rashi, why does Abaye say Shin shel tefillin and Dalet shel tefillin and say one thing, Shin v'Dalet v'Yod shel tefillin halakha l'Moshe Sinai. If you accept that they're all three there, just say it in one statement. It's extra long. So he says, Yesh lakshot havele lememar hachi Shin v'Dalet v'Yod halakha l'Moshe Sinai. V'lama nakat lekol had b'fnei atzmo v'nir'eh li b'siyata d'shmaya di'avinakat hachi havamina ניתנה הלכה למשה מסיני על שלושתם ביחד, שיהיה שם שדי שלם בהם. ואם לבש תפילין של ראש בלבד, שאין בו יוד להשלים שם שדי, לא עביד מצווה בזה, אלא מגרעות נתן, because you're missing part of the name, לכך נקט הלכה למשה מסיני לכל אות בפני עצמו, לומר דלא תלי היי בהי, שההלכה ניתנה על כל אות בפני עצמו. Each letter is its own mitzvah. ולקה כפדה להשלים את השם כולו בכתב אחד. You don't have to be משלים. Okay. Yeah, we know you could. The Amar Abaye. Okay, so that's the Lamase. The Ritva asks the question. He says, so it comes out, it sounds like that tefillin you can't bring in the bathroom because it has a sheen on the outside. But a kamiyah, if you wrap it in leather, it's okay. Says the Ritva, במחופי אור, פירוש שהאור מגין, וקשה לי, תהכה אמרו דחיפוי האור מציל בבית הכיסא בקמעין שיש בהם שמות, ואפילו בתפילין היה מציל אלמלא שין של תפילין שהיא מגולה, ואמי, האור זה כליין הוא, ואמרינם בפרק מי שמתו, תקלי שהוא כליין, אינו מציל כשיש, אלא כשיש אוהל טפח. Not אוהל טפח, but a keli that's a טפח. Kilyan means it's made for it. And that's the halakha in Shulchan Aruch. In Shulchan Aruch it says, for tashmish, you need keli toch keli. And not kilyan. Wait. And then to go to the bathroom, here. Hanechnas.
Puts it under his
Here. In Mem Gimel he says, Haya lavush betefillin והוצרח לבית הכיסא בלילה או סמוך לחשיכה שאין שהות להניחם עוד אחר שיצא, לא ייכנס בהם גידולים בבגדו like we're matir in the day. ואפילו להשליל מים בבית הכיסא קבוע, אלא כיצד יעשה חולצן ומניחם בכלי, אם היה בו טפח, או בכלי שאינו כליין, אף על פי שאין בו טפח. ואוחז הכלי בידו ונכנס. So you see that the keli needs a tefach. The tefillin has a tefach. Your kamiyah has a tefach. It's kilyan. You made it mehupeh or. You made the keli directly for the kamiyah. And the tefillin, for sure, is made for the parashiyot. So how is it going to be mutar? That's the Ritva's question. L'chaora it's soteh the Gemara and mishemeto. V'yesh lomar tehatam hu legabe tik shel tefillin v'chayotze bo שעומד להכניס ולהוציא כל שעה. הלקח אינו מגין, אלא כשיש בו שיעור אוהל האמור לגבי טומאה. אבל הכה שאור תפור ועומד שלא להוציא, או משם זמן מרובה, ראוי הוא להגין. So he says over here it's like tefillin. Just like by tefillin, that the parasha is sewn in and it's not coming out, that's megin even if it's kilyan and even less than a tefach, because it's not it's a better protection. Is that a fact?
No, but I'm saying, is that emet?
You take your parashiot out. When was the last time you took them out?
Is it good even though it's kilyan? That's what I'm saying.
The Gemara asked that tefillin should be okay. The Gemara answered, no, shin. The Gemara didn't say kilyan. Why? You're stuck. You don't have an answer. I gave you an answer. You don't like it, you don't have to take it. But it definitely fits. It fits the case. Fits the case. It seems like he says it was sewn. ושאר ספרים וכתבים שיש בהם שמות, אם הם בכיס, שרי להכניסן. That's לך הוראה, the simple pshat. מגן אברהם. ויש אומרים, the Eliyah Rabbah wants to say that ספרים need תיק בתוך תיק, like tefillin. Where does tefillin need תיק תוך תיק? It's only by tashmish. Oh, in Zion, he's saying that, in the house. במה דברים אמורים? בבית הכיסא שבשדה, בית הבית לא יכניסם. What are you bringing him in for?
It's kabua.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's continue. I didn't see where the halacha of Kamiya is. Okay. לא תצא איש, next. ולא בשריון, ולא בקסדה, ולא במגפיים. You can't wear those things. שריון, zarda. She has brunya. Shirion, we said, is a male coat. Kasta amarav sanuarta kova or tahat kova matechet. It's the leather helmet that he wears under the metal one, because the metal one will bang his head up. Right?
It's the foam insert.
The foam insert. Very good. Amarav sanuarta magafayim amarav pazmake is boots. Ampilaot shel barzel b'milchama. Metal boots that he wears in the war. And all these things, what? Im yatsa is eno hayav hatat. So why can't you wear them?
It's a Hamad clothes. It's not a regular clothes.
It's clothes.
All this is Hamad clothes.
So what?
You don't wear it on a regular day.
It's a gizerah for something? Doesn't say why not. Okay. Maybe. Lo tetze isha b'mahat. A woman is not allowed to go out b'mahat hanekuva, with a mahat that has a hole. It's like a sewing needle. V'lo b'tabat sheyesh alea hotam, and not with a signet ring. V'lo b'chulyar. V'lo b'kovelet, the Gemara is going to explain. V'lo b'tzeluhit shel palyaton. Balsema, which is mishcha de afarsema. It's a perfume. She has a little perfume jug. V'im yatzat, if she went out with them, hayevet hatat. All these things is hayav hatat divrei Rabbi Meir. V'chachamim potrim, v'chachamim apoter b'chovelet u'betzlochit shel palyaton. Because that is considered a tachshit. It looks like carrying or something. Amar ula v'chilufehen be'ish. The opposite applies to a man. What does that mean? Rashi, ataba'at kai. Even though it says v'chilufehen, which sounds plural, it's really only going on the taba. And first of all, before we even go further, there's a big question. Why is the lady chayav? Where is she putting this mahat hanekuva? She's not carrying it in her hand, right? We said in the first perek that if you put it in your clothing, it's a kilah haryad. It's not the derech of carrying.
Maybe it's in her hair.
In her hair? That's the way of carrying it? If you want to carry a sewing needle, so I saw the uman is a mahloket to be meir and to be Yehuda. We hold like I think like it be meir that afilu uman derech umanuto is patur because batla da'ato tzel kol adam. So how is a lady chayav? We have to see. Amar ula v'chilufehem be'ish. The man is the opposite. Rashi, atabat kai. It's going on the ring. The tabat sheyesh aleh hotam, a ring that has a signet. Im yatsa patur. If he wears it, he's patur. V'im en aleh hotam. If it doesn't have a signet, v'yatsa, and he went out, hayav hatat. The lady, we said, with a signet is chayav. Without a signet is patur of al-asur. By the man, with a signet is patur of al-asur. Without a signet, it's not a tachshit. The man didn't wear such rings. He's patur, he's chayav. Alma kasavar ula. Kol midi dehazi leish, lo hazi leisha. Anything that a man wears, a lady doesn't wear. Umidi dehazi leisha. Whatever is good for a lady, lo hazi leish. A man can't wear. Meaning the fact that women wear it don't make it a malbush for men. In general, that's the way it is. Meaning if it's only for a lady, it doesn't make a man mutar. Ein achinami. If there's something that men and ladies both wear, it's mutar. But the fact that it's good for a lady doesn't make it okay for a man. We don't say, oh, it's a malbush by a lady, so it's okay. Urmin meitiv Rav Yosef, haro'im yotzim besakin. Shepherds, they could wear sacks. Rashi shemitkasim b'hem mepnei keshamim. Sakin malbush sak. It's a clothing made of sack. V'lo haro'im bilvad amru. Ela kol adam. Anyone could wear it. Ela shedarkan shel haro'im latzet b'sakim. The ro'im used to do that. Rashi ela kol adam. Alma alfal gav de lo regili be. Even though it's not common to do that. Megod de legabe hay tachshit legabe hay nami tachshitu. Since it's a tachshit for the ro'im, it's a tachshit for the guy. So you see, once it becomes a derech by a certain group of people to use it, anyone could use that. So let's say, since it's the derech by a lady to wear a tabach and aleh hotam, a man could also wear it.
You were saying, so there's something else.
What's the difference? The ro'im wear it, anyone could wear it. So two ladies wear it, anyone could wear it. Okay, says the Gemara, Amara Ela Amar Rav Yosef, Kasavar Ula, Nashim Am B'fnei Atzmam Hem, then their own nation. We're not related. That's the truth. Okay? What? In Pirkei Avot. Okay? Nashim Am B'fnei Atzman Hem. So therefore, meaning a ro'eh, you and a ro'eh have a lot more in common than you and your wife. Eiti ve'Abaye. Abaye asked the question on that. So now, once you say Nashim Am B'fnei Atzmam, so we could say like this. You could say by the needle between an uman and a guy, we'll say Batla Da'ato Etzel Kol Adam. Most guys don't wear it, so therefore even the uman, it's not considered derech hotzat o bekach. Even though a small group of people, the umanim, wear it, it's considered batla da'ato tzekol adam. But ladies, all ladies so, and it's a derech for all ladies to put it in their clothing, and therefore they hayav. That seems to be the way. Not anymore. Okay. Eiti ve'Abaye, all ladies should so. So that's what. Eiti ve'Abaye. Hamoseh tefillin machnisam zug zug. Ehad ha'ish ve'ehad ha'isha. So for ladies walking down the street and she sees tefillin on the floor on Shabbat, she should put them on and wear them into the house.
That's not levush.
So bishlama by a guy, you tell me it's his levush. By a lady, it's not a levush. What are you going to say? Because it's a levush by the guy, it's a levush by the lady. Nashim am b'fnei atzmam hem. V'yamar nashim am b'fnei atzmam hem. V'ha-mitzvah taseh she'azman gerama hu. V'cho mitzvah taseh she'azman gerama nashim peturot. Says the Gemara, hatam kasavar Rabbi Meir laila zman tefillin hu. Rabbi Meir holds that the night time is Zeman Tefillin. Shabbat Zman Tefillin hu. He holds the opposite on both of those things. He holds the nighttime is really Zman Tefillin. He holds Shabbat really is Zman Tefillin. So it's really the Tefillin applies all week. Havale mitzvah taseh shelo azman gerama. V'kol mitzvah taseh shelo azman gerama. Nashim hayavot.
We go to other opinion as well. This is a problem.
What?
Because Shabbat also means not having tefillin. It's also a problem with him.
No, so we said the man, since he wears it, since he wears it all week, it's derech malbush for him.
Shabbat is not a malbush for him.
But since he wears it all week, it's a derech malbush. If a guy wears his apron, his work apron, so it's not derech malbush, it
It's the same
is.
thing like a lady, like a rabbi.
No, the lady never wears it.
It's the same thing with the men in Shabbat. Why we don't say the same thing?
For a lady,
She's
it's
not hayav in here, he's not hayav here.
yeah. For the lady, she's never hayav. So it's not a derech malbush for her. For the man, he wears it 6 days a week. On Shabbat, it's also a derech malbush.
But he's not hayav in that, rabbi. Why is that malbush?
Why not?
If it's not hayav, it's not derech malbush. If it's not
You
hayav,
missed
it's not malbush.
you missed this piece yesterday. He says even if I hold Shabbat lavs man tefillin, it's still considered derech malbush on Shabbat. Maran doesn't say. Maran says hamotze tefillin b'Shabbat bebizayon b'makom she'em mishtamirim. Im yesh b'hem ritzuot machnisan zug zug derech levisha ad sheyachnisem kulan. He doesn't say what about a lady. Katav Magen Avraham the isha hamoset tefillin asura lachnisam b'Shabbat af derech malbush tekivan de'ena regila la'aniham bechol havale masoy legaba. That's the simple. The Magen Avraham is straight from our Gemara. This Braita that said that Mishnah that says Hada Ish ve'Hada Isha goes like Rabbi Meir, who holds tefillin is mitzvah taseh shelo azeman gerama, and ladies are hayav. But we who hold tefillin is mitzvah taseh shazman gerama, ladies are patur. It's not a derech mabush. They can't bring them in. V'yesh me'acharonim holkim alav v'sviralu dekivan demidina degmara en alehem isur bazeh. Rak de lechatchila en nachon hanichan lo mikre masoy legaba. So what's the problem? If a lady puts on tefillin, does she get a mitzvah? If a lady takes lulav, does she get a mitzvah? Yes, she does. She gets a mitzvah. Could she make beracha or not? Is a machloket. 1 second. Is your wife hayav to hear shofar or not? No. Does she get a mitzvah when she comes to hear the shofar? You should think so. You should think so, right? So now, when she wears the tefillin, l'chaura, also she's getting a mitzvah. Why they don't put him on is another question. Maybe it's... Maybe. You mean his wife, Bruya? That's what they claim. So he says, according to those Aharonim...
Why they throw them out? Why they make him into
Yeah, the reform. Not reform. It's a
No, not reform.
No,
they have a name to it.
Magen Avraham, the woman of the wall. Woman of the wall. Okay, let's see. Jack is going to go there and defend them. Gemara, the Mishnah Berurah. What do you want? Okay. So that's l'chaura. Those Aharonim going to have to answer for this Gemara. That's another question. V'ha hotza'ah kil'ah haryadhi. How you hayav for wearing a ring? Is that the way to carry something on your finger? Adrabah, when the Gemara wants to say that you carry for the Brit Milah, they say you wrap the bandage around your finger. And it's hotza'ah kil'ah haryad. So over here, the guy is carrying a tabat she'en aleh hotam. You're telling me he's hayav hatat. He's not carrying a derech hotza'ah. Bekach derech hotza'ah is in your hand, not on your finger. Says the Gemara, Amar Rabbi Yirmiyah bi'isha gizbarit askinan. It's talking about a lady who's a gizbarit. She's a secretary, and she bemet has to sign a lot of things. So it's the derech for her to wear it on her finger. But it's not a tachshit, because it looks manly.
It's a function. It's her job.
Right, so it's the derech. She carries it like that because it's normal for her. What? And it's Rabbi Yehuda who holds that umanim.
But it's not the very hole in Shabbat.
Not,
I mean,
forget. We're not worried about that now. We're worried about chayav and patur. What? What does she have to sign? Nah, a signet is only for somebody that's constantly making things, not just at home. You don't for home you don't need a signet ring.
Everything has to have the chop.
The wife goes
She puts a thing. Okay, If you want, we'll have the Shai make you one for your wife. Right? Says the Gemara, Amar Abba, Tiratzta Isha, Ish Ma'ika Lemeimar. Why on earth is the man wearing a signet ring? Ella Amar a non-signet ring. This guy is he's a lav gizbarit. Ella Amar Ava, Pe'amim she'adam noten le'ishto taba'at sheyesh alei chotam lo licha lekufsa. He's going someplace, he doesn't want to wear it, he gives his wife, he says, take it home. Umanihata biyada, so she puts it on her hand, ad shemagat lekufsa, till she gets home. So that's the derech to transport a ring. U'pe'amim she'isha noten leba'ala taba'at she'en alei chotam lo licha etzel uman, to take it to the jeweler, letaken. Umaniho biyado, means be'etzba'o. He puts it on his pinky. Until he gets to the jeweler. So that's the way to transport rings. It's derech masoy. Velo bechulyar, velo bechovelet. Mai chulyar, amar Rav machbanta. Is that Rav? Yeah. Machbanta. Rashi, nushka. Al Shem shemechabenet v'kosheret meftachei haluk. It's some sort of a collar closer. Why is it a masoi? Very difficult going to the bimir. It's l'chaura. It's there to hold your collar together. It should be. So what? It's part of closing my clothing. I don't know. We hold safety pin is mutar. Amar kovelet. It's not a brooch. Brooch is a tachshit. Kovelet amarav homarta de pilon. It's a jug of some sort of a perfume. Yeah, I don't know.
Closed open ends of a woman's blouse, so like a button.
So then why should it be of masoi? Kesher, I just don't understand. Kesher shekoshur bosam sheshmo pilon veruho arev. It's a nice smell. Ubelaz balsmu. The isha shirehara, lady that has a bad smell, toinet aleha, she carries it. V'chen amar Rav Asi homarta de pilon. Tanu Rabbanan. Lo tetzeh bekovelet. She can't walk out with a kovelet. Ve'im yatzat chayevet hatat. If she went out with it, she's chayav hatat. Divrei Rabbi Meir. V'chachamim omrim lo tetzeh ve'im yatzta petura. Because it's a tachshid, it makes her smell good. It's like she's carrying a deodorizer on her. Rabbi Eliezer Omer, Yotza isha bekovelet. The ladies are allowed to wear it. Lechatchila. V'mai kamiflagi. Rabbi Meir savar masoyhu. Rabbi Meir holds it's carrying. Why? It's not something that normal women wear. I don't know exactly. It's hard to understand Rabbi Meir Sivarot why he holds them masoys. V'Rabbanan savri tachshit too makes us smell good. That's a tachshit. V'dilma shalfo mechavya, but she might show it off. Ve'atya la'atuyeh. V'Rabbi Eliezer savar. What are you talking about? Mandarka. This makes the most sense to me. Mandarka lemirmeh. Who puts this on? Isha shirehara. The lady who smells bad. Isha shirehara lo shalfo mechavya. Well, she's showing off. Look, I smell terrible. Now I got this. Not only that, if she takes it off, the smell comes back. Like, she's not willing to part with it. Rashi, lo shalfan tignutula. It's embarrassing. Veloati la tuye arba amot b'shut rabim. Vatanya Rabbi Eliezer poter bechovelet ubetzlochit shel palyaton. You tell me he holds its mutar. I have a braita that says he holds its patur aval asur. Lo kasha. Ki kayad Rabbi Meir. When he's talking about Rabbi Meir shita that says he hayav hatat, so he would say patur, even though he holds some of it is mutar. Ki kayad Rabbanan, who say asur, he said mutar. Ki kayad Rabbi Meir damar hayav hatat, amar le patur. Ki kayad Rabbanan, amri patur, aval asur, amar ihu mutar. But really he always holds mutar. Amar ihu mutar lechatchila. Umay Rabbi Meir. Where do we see Rabbi Meir alone? Rashi. Heichash kahan da'ari bar Rabbi Meir below Rabbanan, where Rabbi Eliezer is arguing. Tetanya. Lo tetze isha b'mafteach shebiyada. A lady can't go out with a ring on with a key in her hand. And it's like some sort of a jewelry. Ve'em yatsa hayevet hatat divrei Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Eliezer poter. Rabbi Eliezer is poter bekovelet ubetzlochit shel palyaton. He's poter if you go out with a kovelet and a tzlochit shel palyaton. It's a very funny braita. One guy talks about this, the other guy talks about that. Kovelet, mandchar shemeh. Who spoke about the kovelet? Chisure mechsera, it's missing v'achi katani. V'chem bechovelet, v'chem betzlochit shel palyaton, lo tetzev, im yatsa hayevet hatat divrei Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Eliezer poter bekovelet ubetzlochit shel palyatin. On those two he argues and he says you patur, and really he holds it's mutar, but just he wanted to argue on Rabbi Meir's terms. You say hayav, I say patur, but I also really hold it's mutar. When do we say yipatur kisheyesh bahem bosem? Aval em bahem bosem hayevet. What are you hayav for? For the keli. And you can't say tachshit because there's no what's it called?
So the smelly lady, if she has anything, no good.
She's hayav, right?
Because it doesn't have function.
Em bahem bosem homarta lehuda. The bottle itself lav tachshitu v'hayevet. So now what do you see? Says the Gemara. Amar vada barava zot omeret hamotzi ochlin pachod mikeshiur bekeli hayav. L'chaora, if you carry ochlin less than a shiur in a keli, hayav. Teha'em ba bosem kepachod mikeshiur bekeli dami v'katani hayevet. So if I carry less than a shiur of ochlin, that the Mishnah says later you patur because you didn't carry a shiur, it has to be carrying it without a keli. But if you put it in a keli, you should be hayav on the keli. Says the Gemara, Rav Ashi Amar, Be'alma Amri Lecha Patur. Veshani Acha Delete Lemamasha Klal. Says if you have less than a shiur, the keli is still tafil to less than the shiur and you patur, because the main thing you're carrying is less than the shiur. But over here by the tzlochit shel palyatin, there was nothing there at all. Rashi, Veshani Acha Leke Lemema Naasa Keli Tafil Lereyach. She'en bo shum mamash. There is nothing in the keli. Va'afilu pachot mikishiur lo mikre. Aval pachot mikishiur, if you have half a shiur mamash, then it's ein achinami. It's patur because even though the keli itself is chashuv, when the keli is serving as something to hold the pachot mikishiur, it's tafel to that. It's secondary to the pachot mikishiur. Now the Gemara goes off. V'reshit shemanim yimshahu. Where's this pasuk? It's a tochacha for Bnei Yisrael. Hashotim b'mizrekei yain. They're drinking in some sort of wine vessel. V'reshit shemanim yimshahu. And they smear themselves with the best oils. V'lo nechlu al shevet Yosef. It didn't bother them the breaking of Yosef. Amar of Yudah, what's reshit shemanim? That's mashma. Muvhar shebishmanim, like Rashi says. Zeh falyaton. Mativ Rav Yosef. Af al palyaton gazar Rabbi Yehuda ben Bava v'lo hodulo. Rashi gazar mishum tzara hurban, that nobody should be able to use it, and the Chachamim didn't agree. V'yamarta mishum ta'anug. If you're telling me it's such a great ta'anug, like it's brought down in that pasuk, amai lo hodulo. Rashi v'yamar ze palyaton v'haykera beta'anug mishta'etz, talking about pleasures. They didn't pay attention to the Nevi'im. That were telling them about the bed that was coming. Instead, they enjoyed themselves. Why didn't they admit to him? Why didn't they say it should be included in the Gizrah if it's such a big ta'anug? Amar le Abaye ul ta'amich, according to you, hadchtiv hashotim b'mizrekei yain, that they drank by with these wine glasses. Rabbi Ami v'Rav Asi, what's this mizrekei yain? Some sort of a throwing in the wine. Hadamar kinishkin. One says it's a knishkin. It's some sort of a straw thing that they would drink from a couple of people at the same time. Rashi, Ta'amech hadechtiv b'hai inyana hashotim b'mizrekei yain. V'Rabbi Ami v'Rabbi Asi pirshu zehu knishkin kle zechuchit aroch, a long glass tube. V'lo shne piyot, and it has two openings. V'yayin nizrak mizel hazeh. Nizrak is funny lashon. Wow. The hayayin is rak mizil. You have a picture there, Joe, of the Knishkin? A double straw. So one says they drank in the Knishkin. The Hadamar, and one says shemizrakim kisus kosotehem zelazeh. They knew how to throw full cups of wine one to the other. Right? Either way, that's also in the same pasuk that's talking about ta'anugim, that they're criticizing them for doing that and not listening to the Navi. Hachinami de'asir. So you're going to tell me that you're not allowed to drink in the Knishkin? Ve'ha rabba baravhuna ikla leberesh giluta. Ve'shata b'Knishkin v'lo amarle v'lo midi. So you see that there's no problem drinking with the Knishkin. Ela, so not everything why didn't the Chachamim agree is like this. Call me the eat beta'anug ve'it besimcha. If it's enjoyable and it's something of simcha, Gazur Rabbanan, they made a gezerah better for the Hurban. Avamidi the eat beta'anug, something that's enjoyable. Ve'let besimcha, but it's not a cause of simcha. Lo Gazur Rabbanan, they didn't make a gezerah. So Rabbi Yehuda ben Bava made a decree on this because it's a ta'anug yetera. And the Chachamim said, sorry, Rabbi Yehuda ben Bava, that's not the Mahalach. The Mahalach is not ta'anugin. The Mahalach is ta'anug sheyesh bo simcha. Only something that has a simcha in it. Okay. Now we continue on, similar pisukim from that criticism of Amos. He calls them hashochvim al mitot shen, usruhim al arsotam, ve'ochlim karim misom ve'agalim mitoch marbek. The end of the piece, it says, Lachen ata yiglu berosh golim. Now they'll go at the head of the exiles. Vesar mirzach siruhim. So the Gemara says, what are these people doing? Hashochvim al mitot shen. Because they sleep on ivory beds. What's so bad? Right? Vesiruhim al arsotam. Amar Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Hanina melamed shehayu mashtinim mayim befnei mitotehem arumim. Yeah. Disgusting. They used to go to the bathroom, get up, go to the bathroom in front of their bed, naked. So the Gemara says, where did we get this going to the bathroom from? Rashi, mashtinim dedaik misruhim. Smelly. They did smelly things in front of their bed. Megadef bar Rabbi Abhu. Rabbi Abhu, he cursed this pshat. Ihachi. היינו דכתיב לכן עתה יגלו בראש גולים משום דמשתינים מים בפני מיטותיהם ערומים יגלו בראש גולים. I mean, okay, it's not nice, disgusting, stay away from my house, don't sleep in my room, but galut? For going to the bathroom in front of your bed? Ela Amar Rabbi Abhu, much more serious. The Torah doesn't write it openly. Elu bnei Adam shayu ochlim veshotim ze im ze. They ate and drank with each other. V'dovkim mitotehem zu bazu. They stuck their beds together. Umachlifim neshotehem ze im ze. And they switched their wives one with another. Umasrihim arsotam b'shechvat zera she'ena shelahem. And what's the lashon of the pasuk? Usruhim al arsotam. They're smelly on their beds because they contaminated their beds with zera that's not theirs.
All this, what they're doing, they find only the beer, they
No, that's what he's telling you. That's what he's telling you. He's arguing. He says the other thing is nonsense. This is the problem. Amar Rabbi Abu. Okay. Amar Rabbi Abu. Amar Rabbi Abu. Ve'amri la b'matnita tana. Gimel devarim mevi'im et ha'adam lidei aniyut. Three things make a person poor. Ve'elu hen. Hamashtin mayim befnei mitato arum. Why? Rashi says, lidei aniyut, amrinan be'arvei pesachim, Sarah da'aniyuta Navil shemeh. The sar of aniyut, his name is Navil. Ve'navil kari le ve'ohev makom mi'us. Umashtin mayim lefnei mitato, haynu mi'us. ומזלזל בנטילת ידיים, ושאשתו מקללתו בפניו. The Gemara says, המשתים מים בפני מיטתו ערום, אמר רבא, לא אמרן אלא דמהדר הפה לפוריה. It's only if he's facing his bed. אבל לבראי, if he's facing out, let lamba, it's not a problem. Umehader ape lepurye. Even if he's facing his bed, nami lo amaran ela le'ar'a, only if he's on the ground. Aval b'mana, if it's going into a keli, let lamba, it's not a problem. You have a Mishnah Berurah Chelik Bet over there? אחד מהדברים ששונא הקדוש ברוך הוא, המשתין מים בפני מיטתו ערום. המשתין בפני מיטתו ערום מביא לידי עניות. ולא אמרן אלא דמדהדר הפה לפוריה, אבל לברי לית למבה. ודמהדר הפה לפוריה נמי לא אמרן אלא בערעה, אבל במענה לית למבה. בפני שרצון הקדוש ברוך הוא, שיהיה אדם מתנהג בדרך נקיות וקדושה, וזה מתנהג עצמו בדרך מיאוס ותינופת, ולא יוכל להשרות שכינתו אצלו. ומכל שכן הם משתים מים לפני מקומות אחרים שצריכים להתנהג יותר בנקיות, כגון לפני שולחנו. ערום, לאו דווקא ערום, אלא הוא הדין אם היה לבוש, אלא אורחא דמילתא נקה, מתוך שהוא ערום אין יוצא לחוץ להשתים. Okay. ומזלזל בנטילת ידיים אמר רבא, לא אמרן אלא דלא משי ידי כלל. אבל משא ולא משא, if he washes but he doesn't wash good, let lamba. ולאו מילתאי, it's not true. דאמר רב חסדא, אנא משאי מלוא חופני מאיה, I wash with a full hand of water, ויבו לי Melo hofne tivuta. They gave me a handful of good. So you see, you use a lot of water. Use a lot of water.
Is rich, Yanni, or what?
They gave me a lot of good. Rich. I don't know. It sounds good. I'm not sure exactly, but it sounds good to me.
Is it because of that, Yanni?
That's what he said. He said, Ben Ish Chai says, Otiyot Mayim Rashi Tevot Biyosher Milei Yadav Mayim, and Lemafreya Milei Yadav Mevorach. Kelomar Milei Yadav Mayim Ye Milei Yadav Mevorach. Honor Ali, because in your hand, you have, it's not Tov Per, Yad Perakim. In Perek Aharon, oh wow, it says you have Tov Perakim in the hand with the Perek Aharon, I'm not sure how. Lekach Yaiv Le Tov Keneged Kol Perkei Hayad. Tov is 17. Oyuvan, the Tedvav Tevot, you have 15 words in Birkat Kohanim. And they all have a remez in the fingers because you have 14 perakim in your fingers. The kaf and the palm is the 15th. So the kaf is Mashlim Shalom. Mashayik Melo Hofnai, even filled my palm with water. And therefore they gave me 2 hands full of beracha because the beracha of Shalom went in your hands. V'sheishto mikalalto befanav, if the wife curses him to his face, says the Gemara, Amar Rava, why is she cursing him? Aliske tachshiteha. She's not buying her enough makeup and jewelry. V'hani mili hu deitle velo avid. If he has money and he doesn't give her. So,
what's having money mean?
So the Maharsha says, of course, if he doesn't have money, he was poor before she cursed him. If he has money and he doesn't do, okay.
What's having money? So if you have money to pay rent even, when you have money.
Darash Rava bered Rav Ila'i. My dichtiv, what is this that it says? Ya'an ki gavhu benot Zion. Right, the pasuk is Vayomer Hashem. Ya'an ki gavhu benot Zion. Vatelachna netuyot garon umsakerot enayim. Enayim. Haloch v'tafof telachna v'raglehem te'akasna. והיה תחת בוסם מקיה, ותחת חגורה נקפה, ותחת מעשה מקשה קורחה, ותחת פתיגיל מחגורת שק, כי תחת יופי. V'sipach Adonai kodkod benot Zion. V'Hashem patehem ye'areh. So the Gemara says, Vatelachna, what does it mean, ki gavu? Shayu mehalchot bekoma zikufa. They went with gava, all standing tall and proud. Vatelachna netuyot garon, shayu mehalchot akev b'tzad gudal. They walked in a fancy way. They put their toe by their foot. They walked very slowly. It was a way of ga'ava. Maybe. Lema'et bihilucham. They walked slowly. Shiyu mistaklim ba. So they should look at her. V'hi sho'ab b'pesioteha. She took her time. V'derech notin garon. The people that stick their nose up, lelech benachat. They have to walk slowly. Lefi she'en ro'al leraglav, because he can't see where he's going. U'misakerot enayim. Tehave mil'an kuhla le'enayhu. They would put a lot of eye makeup on. Umiramzan, and they would make motions at the bahurim to attract them. Haloch v'tafuf, shayu mehalchot aruka b'tzad ketzara. They would walk the tall one opposite, together with the short one, to bring more attention to the tall one. I don't know what the short one's in Yam was there. There's no Rashi on that. Uberaglehem ti'akasna. וברaglehem ti'akasna. Amar Yitzchak deber b'mi'ami. Melamed shematilot mor ve'afarsemon b'ma'nulehem. They had trick shoes. They would put perfume in the shoes. Umehalchot b'shukei Yerushalayim. They would walk through the streets. V'kiven shemagiot etzel b'chorei Yisrael. When they would get to the boys, bu'atot bekarka. They would stamp on the ground. Umatizot alehem. And the perfume would sprinkle. Umachnisot bahen yetzer hara ke'eres. And would bring a yetzer hara like poison. Becha'us, in somebody that's angry. My pur anutam. Oh, Rashi says, Haloch v'tav aruka b'tzad ketzara, shetir'eh tzafa al rosh haverta v'hu noila, v'nesuot hayu. They were married. Lefikach misaper b'gnutan. My pur anutehem. Kededarish Rabba Bar'ula. Vaya tahat bosim, instead of the perfume mak. Mak is what? Is rotting. Makom shayu mitbasmot mo, the place that they put the bisamim, na'asa nemakim. It was melting. It was rotting. V'tahat hagura nikpe, gangrene. Tahat hagura, instead of the belt, nikpa. Makom shayu hogrot bitzelsul. They were wearing a nice belt. Na'asa nikafim, haburot, wounds. V'tahad ma'aseh miksha korha. Makom shayu mitkashetot bo. Okay, doesn't say where. Na'asa karahim. I guess it's a hair. Hainu se'ar shesorkim u'mefarchesot. Na'asa korahim. They have bald spots. V'tahad petigil mahgoret sak. Petichim hamevi'im lidei gila, yule mahgoret sak. Notrichon petach gila, which is oto makom, will have sak on it. Ki tahat yofi. Amrava hainu da amri inchi, hilufe shofra kiba. Ki kol ele yavolach tahat yofiech kiba, kitura lehad, like pus, ki moshichna vekivi. Pus instead of beauty. V'sipah Hashem kodkod benot Zion, another pasuk of trouble. Amar Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Hanina, melamed sheparha bahem sara'at. They got leprosy. Ketiv hacha v'sipah, v'chtiv hatam laseh v'lasapahat. V'Hashem petahem ye'areh, pothen ye'areh. Rav Shmuel. Hadamar shenishpechu kekiton. They got diarrhea. V'hadamar, oh no, dam ziva, Rashi says. They were pouring blood. V'hadamar shena'asu pithehen kiya'ar. Nitmalu se'ar. In the old days, before that, the Gemara says that the Benot Yisrael didn't have not se'ar bet ha'irva, not se'ar bet ha'shechi. And after Vaktahat ki gavu Benot Zion, that's when it came. Amar Rav Yehuda Amar Rav, Anshe Yerushalayim, Anshe Shahat hayu. They were full of ga'ava. Adam omer lahavero b'ma sa'ata hayom. What do you have today for lunch? Bepat amela or bepat she'en amela. Meaning, sa'ata tashmish. Pat amela be'ula, was she used, or en amela not used? Beyayin gurdali, or beyayin hardeli. Rashi, gurdali lavanaya, beyayin hardeli shahor. Kilomar levana or shahara, blonde or brunette. B'masav rahav or b'masav kaser. B'masav rahav mesav mita shemesev aleh, the bed that you were on b'sha'at achila. Ule'enyan ni'uf. Was isha shemena or ketzara kehusha or skinny. Behaver tov or haver ra. Good looking or bad looking. Amar Rav Hizda v'kulan liznut. All these terms meant for znut. Amar Rachva. Okay, we'll end with something good. Amar Rachva, Amar Rav Yehuda. I'd say, this thing's good. I'd say Yerushalayim shel kinamon hayu. They were like cinnamon trees. Ubesha'ah shayu masikin mehem, when they would burn them, rehan nodef bechol etzel. The whole Israel was full of a good smell. Ubeshahar va'Yerushalayim nignezu. When Yerushalayim was destroyed, they were buried. V'lo nishtayir ela kis'ora. U'mishtakach, you can find it begazeh de tzimtzemeh malcheta. Kach shema, that's the place. Okay. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.